Sorry, advance. What's good, guys? I know I've just posted another video, but today I'm gonna be doing something different. I'm gonna be giving you creepy pasta reviews. Riveting. Okay, yeah, I creepy pastas of cartoons are really nothing you want to stumble upon, especially kids' cartoons. Because they just ruin cartoons and they just ruin things altogether. Mm, it could be either two things. Either the cartoon is more darker than it is, or some people just have a really dark mind. With that in mind, if you are younger and watching this video, please, I would suggest not to watch this, or maybe watch this with an adult. And if you are watching this alone, and if I'm making this in the future, maybe watching it at night, then I send my prayers to you. With all that being said, let's get on with these creepy pastas. So the first creepy pasta I'm gonna be reviewing is a SpongeBob Lost episode. The title of it is called Goodbye SpongeBob. I don't know who had I don't I'm pretty sure it was some guy who was just a big fan of SpongeBob and trying to find some episodes, and then came across the titles that said "Goodbye SpongeBob." Thinking it might have been some morbid joke, he watched it. It it started with SpongeBob in his house, and then all of a sudden, a knock was on his door with Pat, and then there was Patrick. Patrick said that he and Sandy were going to be out of the Bikini Bottom soon, and SpongeBob and Patrick gave one hug, and SpongeBob said goodbye. Then it cuts back to SpongeBob. He was still in his house watching TV. Not really out of the ordinary since SpongeBob is in his house all the time. But all of a sudden, Patrick is in the door, knocks on the door again. Again, not out of the ordinary. Patrick is his best friend. He goes to his house all the time, so of course he knocked on the door. So the SpongeBob opens the door like usual, but all of a sudden Patrick had tears in his eyes, and I'm pretty sure they were hyper realistic tears. He told SpongeBob that Sandy had died due to a drunk pilot. SpongeBob thought it was being the friend that he is. SpongeBob thought that Patrick was just being his joking self and laughed his normal laugh, but Patrick didn't really look like he was joking. He literally looked like, no, dude, Sandy's dead. She's gone. No Sandy for you, D. Knowing that Patrick is not joking, SpongeBob then started crying and ran to his house, I'm pretty sure before closing the door. Next scene cutted to Sandy's funeral. Everyone was there and everyone was crying, except for Squidward, he's laughing. Not really out of the ordinary since Squidward just hates everyone. Then it said 2 weeks later, like it does, and it cuts to SpongeBob writing something. It actually translates to, without Sandy, I am nothing. She made me and Patrick who we are today, and I'm thankful for her. And now, with her dead, I have no purpose in life. I cannot live without Sandy. If she is dead, then I want to be dead. Goodbye, world. I'm really sorry if I'm hurting anybody by doing this, but I can't live like this without Sandy. If anyone reads this note, then I am long gone dead. Goodbye, cruel world. Spon- it I'm pretty sure. I get tongue twisted all the time. I'm All of a sudden, SpongeBob then gets a stool and is saying goodbye to everything around him. Then he gets a noose around his neck, or sponge neck or whatever he is. He sighs, then kicks the stool and literally commits suicide. Blood, realistic blood comes out of his holes, and the episode ends with pictures and a word that says "Rip SpongeBob." Dang. Next up, we have of my life as a teenage robot lost episode. This isn't really much of a creepy episode, but I did find this episode kind of sad. The episode title was called Jenny Gets Trashed. It cut to Jenny sleeping in her house, and all of a sudden a blast comes out of her house, comes from outside. Jenny of course goes to check what it is, and turns out that there is some monsters, I'm pretty sure. She then beats up the monsters like she does and mashes them up, just like in the intro, and flings them with the paddle, just like in the intro. But instead of landing somewhere randomly, it lands in a building, crushing and possibly killing millions of people. Jenny then stands there, starstruck of what she just did. She tries to convince the people it isn't my fault, but then people are all like, nah, you killed those people. If you were the one who killed those people. Jenny then cries and runs away. Then cuts to 2 weeks later, and Jenny is literally homeless. I'm pretty sure her mother was all like, well, uh, yeah. So, so she is homeless, and she actually tries again to convince the people that it wasn't her fault. But as she's walking somewhere, she sees mangled up robot bodies, destroyed robot bodies with human like eyes, which is not really out of the ordinary since Jenny is a robot and she has human like eyes. Jenny then screams and then runs away and then starts to cry, saying, I didn't mean to do it. Then the episode ends with the original Jenny emoji that was usually blue and always happy is now have a frown and is red. That was kind of really deep. Like, seriously deep. So the last creepypasta I will be talking about is an Adventure Time creepypasta that many people may have heard of. The episode and title is called It's Not My Fault. So the episode then starts with Jake and Finn running around because Jake has Finn's diary and Finn wants it back. And so after a little chasing, Jake actually gives gives his diary back to Finn. Finn is all like, "Wait, dude, why did you give it back to me?" And Jake is all like, "Simple. I respect you too much in order to invade your privacy because even heroes need their privacy." Then he turns into Princess Bubblegum and starts plain kissing, which Finn of course laughs and tries to shake him off. Not really out of the ordinary since Finn and Jake just mess around with each other all the time. Then all of a sudden a penguin just lacked some brain cells and decided to take Jake. Finn follows him and says, "Why did you try to take my boy?" Bing was all like, "Oh, that's a boy. I'm sorry. I thought it was a princess because the Ice King has captured all the princesses." Finn, of course, is all like, "Nah, I'm not having that." And they immediately go to the base. They then they then get to the Ice King and threatens Princess Bubblegum to marry him, or else he will literally destroy this entire city. Princess Bubblegum is all like, "I have to in order to protect my people," but Finn is all like, "Nah," and literally screams, jumping on the Ice King, literally screaming. Of course, Jake then takes this opportunity in order to free the rest of the princesses. And Ice King is all like, "Man, okay, you defeated me. I'll try some other time." Instead of giving a heroical speech like he always does, Finn continues to scream in anger and literally topples him. Not in that way. Jake then says, "Dude, the fight is over," and then Finn just raises his sword and says it's his duty to protect the people of the Mushroom Kingdom. He raises his sword in the air and literally chops off the Ice King's head, blood literally gushing out. Finn then looks at what he did and looks around the people who literally saw it. He then screams, "It's not my fault," but then the princesses say, "No, it's all your fault. The Ice King is dead because of you." Finn then begins to cry and runs out. He keeps on telling himself, "Why did I do this? Why did I kill the Ice King?" But then he says, "No, I'm a hero. The Ice King was too dangerous. He's insane, so he had to do it. But why did I do it? Why did I need to kill him?" Then one of the penguins literally squawked because he saw Finn, but then Finn's all like, "Shut up." But then the penguin's all like, "No, you're the reason why the Ice King is dead. It's your fault." But then Finn screams, "It's not my fault," and then literally kills the penguin. Finn then realizes that apparently on the edge of a mental breakdown, Finn then decides that the only way to fix his problems is to literally kill all the witnesses that saw his crime. Montage then begins with Finn literally killing all the witnesses that saw the murder. And after he was done, the only witness was his best friend Jake. Jake Jake then sees Finn. Jake is with Princess Bubblegum right now. He sees Finn, and they begin to fight. I can't even imagine that. It's more painful than seeing Gumball and Darwin fight in The Amazing World of Gumball, or SpongeBob and Patrick fighting. Finn then asks Jake, "Do you see me as a criminal?" And Jake is all like, "No, you did what you had to do." And Finn stops fighting and starts literally sobbing again, apparently on a mental breakdown. But Jake says that even a hero needs to face the consequences of his actions. They hug, but all of a sudden Jake starts screaming that is unsettling to say the least, and it's appeared that Finn had killed him, taking this opportunity to stab him in the back, literally. "This is all my fault," Finn screams. He then rushes to Princess Bubblegum and says, "This is all my fault." Again, Princess Bubblegum says, "Please don't do it, Finn. I know there's still good in you." But Finn is all like, "I'm sorry. This is all my fault," once again. And then the screen cuts black, but I'm pretty sure we all know what happened. All in all, the only pasta that I kind of liked was SpongeBob. I kind of like these three pastas. I mean, the Adventure Time creepypasta was creepy to say the least, especially even the Goodbye SpongeBob. It didn't. The Goodbye SpongeBob didn't have any creepy moments, but I kind of like these creepypastas because they weren't really creepy. They were kind of more like sad pastas than creepy pastas. SpongeBob is coping with the death of a friend that was there for him. Jenny is literally being framed for murder and being ridiculed, and Finn is literally going down a path of insanity. That I'm pretty sure that could work as actual episodes, but I'm glad they didn't. It was kind of too gruesome with SpongeBob committing suicide, Jenny being homeless, and Finn literally becoming insane. SpongeBob literally has blood coming out of his holes. I can't really imagine that. The only shows I would expect to see a bloody nose would be Steven Universe or Gravity Falls. But yeah, I'm kind of glad that these episodes didn't really air because the My Life as a Teenage Robot episode creepypasta would have been really sad. So all in all, I kind of like these. I mean, they. I mean, I'm pretty sure they are pretty sad to think about and pretty creepy to think about. But I kind of like these because they managed to be more of a sad pasta than a creepy pasta. So anyway, what did you guys think? Do you want me to keep on continuing more creepy pastas, speculations, or maybe more cartoon conspiracy theories? Thanks for watching, guys. My name is 2K Tell Williams. Again, I'm really sorry in advance for all you younger people.